I know that guys and girls can be friends. My guy friends pray for me and they share their problems. We have equal conversation. They don't pretend to be okay, and in their vulnerability, they are relatable. I don't need a savior. I need a helpmeet, one who can meet me in understanding life's struggles. The common focus in friendship is to help each other redeem falsehoods and honor someone's faith, not on either one of us seeming superior, because problems don't get me down. It isn't safe for one who wants to be met on the communicative level to feel a friend needs to put her down. There is more pain in pretending than facing emotional ebbs and flows, because life isn't void of negative feelings. But to ignore them for the sake of getting what one wants makes a man unrelatable. It also makes him unreliable, because a male and female relationship only feels trustworthy when both are on the same page and honest about their intention. I have stated that I want to be a good friend to somebody, and I trust that he takes me at my word. If I feel that each time he's trying to speak over me or remind me of who I used to be so that he can maintain my need of him, I'm going to start to doubt if he's really for me. So disrespect comes in when his desires need to be met and it's not even listening to me. All females are vetting our friends to see if it's possible to endure 6 or 7 months of having conversations that we would with a female, because that makes him a potential partner in the future if he is attractive, and attraction cannot be suggested so the other person agrees. That is basically dominance and feels like the one saying it needs confirmation or fishing. I don't want a sales pitch or anybody trying to convince me that I should be with him. I already know when I'm re-explaining it differently all the other times that where God has me in my life is spending time with those I don't have to answer to and can be who He's created me to be in their presence. The idea for me has always been that my closest friends hear me and actually like me. He isn't correcting me or trying to point out my flaws so that I will lose my voice and submit to his suggestion. Because I have healthy relationships and I've worked on my own inner healing, that's going to be pretty paramount in all of my relationships and foundational with a male as a friend. I know I can be myself without being judged. Tough moments can seem easier, not to make the other person move quicker through them because you want to escape them. Telling me to shove my feelings down deep is a problem, and I can't do that just to keep you in my life. So I've repeated conversations that make me feel exhausted because the person doesn't necessarily want to hear what I'm saying. So after some time, rather than being blamed for leading somebody on, it's best that I allow them to take their misconceptions toward a new pursuit. If you sense that somebody doesn't even like you because they're offended with your expression, then it's going to be harder for them to love you. And in our faith journey, as iron sharpens iron, my closest guy friends have been able to lead by example without persuasion or trying to sell me on their qualities so that maybe one day I might pick them up as a helpmeet. And I recently had to address how some men still see me as this wounded, fragile little flower, woman of a person in an arena of counseling, and it's like they're always bringing up that back up and that I'm still traumatized. And I'm like, no, I've done my work. I still am in process, but I don't know that you've done any on your own. So to me, spend time wisely and maybe go find somebody who's simpler and wants to walk on beaches to cover up the past. My past is under the blood. The trauma I survived is an ongoing testimony of triumph, not something to label me because of, or treat me like I'm broken so you can dismiss my process. If my journey is too much for you, then you could ask the Lord why. That is how maturity is worked out in communication, where one is cultivating depths in the spirit to avoid dismissal of feelings he doesn't want to experience. As females do their inner healing work, they try to find their no and say it diplomatically until it's not heard. And then when we're looked at as being difficult because we're not just compliant with our old selves, the man that stands before us isn't for us. If somebody believes that their hardship made them who they are today, but they're maladaptive and they don't want to talk about feelings and they require positivity and easygoing atmospheres in order for you to be in their presence, then you can say no. Honor the person for the different place they are at when you cross their paths. Friendship was a novel idea, but maybe one person wanted the other to change quicker than the other was able. Then in truth and in love, it's the place to say, I can't be who you want me to be, and I'm unwilling to go backwards in my healing journey. I'm propelling forward and I bless you, but I'm not going to date you. This discovery is helpful for both people, and it also prepares me for being the person I'm supposed to be, not dumbed down, not having to be silenced. And you can wait for the one that God has for you too.